Hello everybody, it's me again. No? And today we're gonna talk about magic and craft as requested by some of you actually, as I actually just posted that voting yesterday. Okay, but so far there are already quite a lot of people interested in magic and craft, and so I'm like, let's make a video out of it. For photography and sacred geometry and even branding, I would actually post videos about them, but it's just that I wanted to see how many of you guys are interested in this, these topics. And so I'm just like, all right, which one I'm gonna do it first? And now I'm like, okay, magic and craft. And so today, let's do a little bit of overview of this video, what we're gonna talk about. I suppose I'm gonna put it here, but actually it's just a timestamp, okay? I might actually not put it because I'm lazy. I don't want to edit, but I might edit, okay? Now, what we're gonna talk about is what is magic? Fundamentally, what is magic? And then what are some forms of magic that we actually see since a long time ago, even to now, okay? And then I'm gonna do some demonstration of magic, okay, where you are gonna participate in this magical moment, okay? And then after the demonstration, I'm gonna explain it with science, okay, through metaphysics or simply a scientific point of view of how it happens like that, okay? And then we're gonna go into the highest, so-called, the highest form of magic. All right, and we're gonna also talk about what it is on the whole we can embody magic in ourselves for our highest good and for the highest good of all. Okay. And that would be the overview for this video. If you are interested in this, please keep watching, and I'm very happy to walk this little video journey with you. And if you like the vibe, please give it a thumbs up, because your energy matters. Your participation matters. All right, so it's gonna be fun. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now, before we get into the entire chunk of things, I would like to first tell you about my intent, because that is very important also when it comes to magic, okay? My intent of sharing this information or making this video, okay, and posting it on the internet. What is my intent? My intent is to share this information through the scientific point of view as well as through demonstration, to allow all of us to see magic from a practical point of view. Okay? That it is, to a certain degree, it has a certain mystical element to it. Yes, it does. It feels like, woo, like a miracle, or like how could it happen like that? But once we understand the scientific perspective behind it, it's simply metaphysics. It's simply practicality. And we can all apply it to our own lives for positive growth. And that is my intent of sharing this information here with the public and with you all. All right? All right, okay. So it's for positive growth and transparency. Okay, now let's get into it, shall we? Da-dang, ding, 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 ding. What is magic? Magic, if I put it in the simplest terms, is the art of directing or redirecting energies. Energies, what are energies? Or what is energy? From a physics point of view, physics, right? Or even metaphysics, energy is what composes us, right? It is the movement It is what composes matter. Matter is the movement and the matters. And funny enough, do you realize they all start with the letter M? And so is magic. Isn't it? So, is it a coincidence? Maybe, or maybe not. So, it is, as a matter of fact, energy. So, magic in itself, if we trace back to the word, the word origin, it is from ancient Greece, right? But actually, you can find a lot of similarities over history. Egyptian, Persian. It is actually, dating back to Babylonian, which is Mesopotamian, right? That in itself has its root, the practice of magic. So, at the end of the day, if we look at all of this, sometimes we see them as rituals, as spell works, as different kinds of manifestations, right? Or practices, different forms of practices of magic. But after all of this, if we explore different forms of this, right, they are simply redirecting energies. But how can we understand where this energy goes? And that is about the intent. And that is why I have been strengthening or accentuating on every of my video that what is my intent, because that is the gist of manifestation. What is manifestation? Again, it starts with the letter M. Manifestation is materialization. M again. And as a matter of fact, we are also man, M-A-N, humans, right? Start with M. We are matters. We are magic. We are manifestations. Of what? Of energies. And so what we're here to learn is to manipulate, again, M. Manifestation and materials and magic. This is what we are all learning here, actually. Like, in reality, we are all here to learn how to manipulate energies in this physical reality. A lot of the time, and then now we're going into some forms of magic now, okay? Manipulation is essentially the art of redirecting energies, or say directing energies towards where, and then that would depend on the intent. What intent I'm setting out would then be the direction of the energies that's going towards. So what is the intent then? It's projection. Projection from here, okay? It's the projection. Projecting out, what does it mean? Action. Action. You're sending action out to the universe, and what would you get? Reaction. What is reaction? Feedbacks. That in itself, the universe would send in messages for us as feedbacks. The universe, or say karma, the karmic system is a feedback system. So whatever we project out, that's the intent, okay, we project out, we would receive that. That is why when we set any intent, if it is negative, if it is something fear-based thought patterns, we would then receive the associating results, aka reactions. And that is the feedback system, right? Okay, so that is why positivity, if we project out a lot of positivity, we would also then receive such feedbacks from the universe. And if we project out love, same thing here. Okay, it's simply physics. action and reaction, or say input and output, feedback loop, computer science. Okay. So, or in chemistry, I just realized, or in chemistry, like a chemical reaction, right? You put in this, it's also input, right? But it's just in a chemistry perspective, it would be you put in this element and this element, then it would equal this resulting, what do you call that? Composition? Is it like the resulting, the equation? Okay, the result of the equation, chemical equation. Okay, so what are some forms of magic? Because just now I kind of derailed them a little bit. So what are some forms of magic here? I did mention it could be rituals, it could be spell work, it could be chanting, right? These are all forms of magic. Do you find any? Whatever I just mentioned just now, could you realize certain common traits between them? Rituals, spell works, and also chanting. Do you find any similarities? You can comment below if you want, okay? Please feel free. It's really fun. So now I'm gonna keep going, okay? So the similarity here we can find is that they all involve action. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. They all involve action. But what I just mentioned, they all involve physical action. Physical, right? So when it's ritual, you would possibly place certain objects as an anchor, so to set the intent for this object, right? Now there's a physical action put in. Now the second one, which is that one was ritual, right? Now the second one is spell work. Spell work. Again, you are actually using certain figures, symbols, or even speaking. What are these for? Setting the intent, right? Same thing. And it's physical reinforcement, physical setting, setting the intent with physical action, right? That's the second thing, which is, what's that? Ritual and then spell work. Now the third thing is chanting. Now this one involves sound, right? Sound. You can sing, right? Some people sing, and also that's why when we sing certain, songs from like Christian songs or even Buddhist chanting, these are certain ways or forms of magic. Okay, now what are other forms of magic? Again, that is like physical reinforcement, right? What are some other forms of magic? Yantra, or say sacred geometry. Okay, these are all another form of magic. Why would this be magic? These are actually very metaphysical, isn't it? Because magic in itself is metaphysics. But if we add a very mystical element or filter to it, then we think it is something very ungrounded. But in reality, it is simply what we are doing it every single day. When you speak words such as, quote unquote, I am saying something stupid, quote unquote, I am very sad, but who cares? Do you know what this is? This is spell work. That is why words are called spelling, right? You spell the word. So if whatever you say every single day to yourself, you are reinforcing your reality by sending out whatever you said into the universe and to your external reality. And that in itself, the universe would, what does it do? What is it? The universe would send back the feedback to you as a response to what you send out. Okay? So this is also a form of magic, that you actually are doing it every single day, but you're just unconscious about it. That is what we also call is the belief system, right? So that is why belief system is so important. We are here to learn to manipulate energies, and this is one form of manipulating energy, or we can call it the programming of our belief system. Because whatever we believe in, it actually drastically changes how we live our lives. All right? So you are the magic. You are magic. Okay? Now, because now we're going into the third part, which is the demonstration of magic. I said about how magic is literally the direction of energies, right? And the direction and the redirection of energies. So now I would like to invite you to participate in this little, you can call it experiment, okay, if you want. This is a scientific way of seeing it, because it is in fact quite scientific. However, not many people would dissect it or approach this in the way that I am doing now. But I see the need to explain it in such a way in order to demystify it, okay? Not that it's something bad, it's just to ground it. It's just to ground it, okay? It's nothing good or bad here. It's just simply what it is, all right? So that's why I would love to invite you to participate in this little experiment, if you wish to call it that way. What are we going to do? We're going to do tarot reading. Tarot reading, okay? So if you feel like participating, then please follow the instructions that I'm going to tell you about. If you don't feel like participating, please feel free. Like you can just keep watching. You don't have to really participate, all right? You can just watch as what it is. Okay, so what is it? This little experiment. So I have 3 objects here. Again, see, objects, right? Because we're setting the intent. After this, I would actually explain how it works, okay? Why does it work this way? I have 3 objects here. Okay, so this little experiment is that you choose one object out of these 3. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a question. Okay, a question, like to set the theme. All right. Should I actually set the theme for you, or you ask whatever you want? Yeah, okay, no, I'm not gonna set the theme. You're gonna ask whatever you wanna ask. Okay? So choose one out of all these 3, and in your mind, the projection, set your intent of what you wanna ask. Okay, and I will respond to your question. But mind you, I will explain why it works, okay? Okay, let's see if it works, all right? It's fun, huh? So these 3 objects, choose one out of these 3 and set an intent on it. I'm gonna bring it up, okay? So this one. If you resonate with this one, now set an intent on it, okay? Ooh, ooh, okay, now the second one. right? The third one. Okay. So you've chosen, You've chosen your little object and have set your own intent, right? With the question, what do you want to ask? So now, we're going to start with the first one, okay? Now for this first one, I'm going to use a deck. For this one, okay? For this one now. Okay, for this one. Let's see what your question. I don't know what you asked, okay? Let's see. We're gonna use this tarot, which is Egyptian. The Egyptian tarot, okay? So usually it would come with a little book, like a booklet to explain what it is inside. So it's the ancient knowledge, and then they infuse it into explanations and stuff. Now this is the deck. All right, let's see. Let's see what we have here. I'm just disentangling it. And as we're actually performing something quite interesting, shall we set the mood to it? Huh. All right, so let's set the mood to it. After this, we're gonna turn back on the light, okay? So, let's see. Just shuffling the card. Now again, we're talking about this one, okay? All right. So what did the folks who chose this first pile say? What is the answer to that question? For their highest good. Or say what is the guidance, okay? That's the guidance for you. Divine guidance. I'm just gonna do it here, okay? This card. Okay. Let's see what we have here. You feel very defensive, don't you? Okay. You feel very defensive. Now this is like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, okay? If you resonate, give you a thumbs up. No. You feel very defensive and you're trying to find something that, like a lighthouse, you're trying to find some form of an exit towards a place that is of more peace. And you're trying to move forward with a lot of strength. That is also why you are a little bit defensive at the moment. And you are also, even if you are feeling very defensive, you are embodying a lot of emotions, processing. Now your divine guidance is, embrace your emotion, sit with the emotions, any kind of abundance or any kind of future that you see at the moment, it might seem quite dark. It might seem quite bleak at this point. However, if you go in balance, okay, keep the momentum, but do practice more self-care when it comes to communicating with yourself. That would help you to go through this kind of emotional period of like turmoil, processing your own emotions, as well as any kind of traumatic experience, particularly with your family. It would be very helpful to set as a stepping stone or a very stronger foundation for you to move forward into your bright future, because you are in fact moving towards your bright future. Are you a Leo? Possibly. Like if you resonate with with lion, more like cat. Maybe you like cats. Okay, maybe you even have a cat or a gray one, a gray cat. So yeah, possibly this way. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be a little bit into your feminine energy, which is emotions. You are, even if you are a man, we are all safe to explore our emotions, because that is actually part of all of us, right? And gradually you would just put down your sword and not being so defensive over time, because you have your emotions processed. Right. And you're possibly somewhere in the US, New York City, possibly on the East Coast. Okay, so that's for part 1. I hope you find it resonating. I don't know, please comment below. I don't know if it's resonating with you, but if it does, how does it actually work, right? So we will go into it in the next part. But now let's go into part 2. What is part 2? Part 2, you guys, if you have chosen this one, okay, this one. What is it? This one now. On your mark, get set, go. Okay, so this is your choice. And we're gonna use another deck here. This one is a classical one. This one is a super classical one. I'm actually not super familiar, like I don't really use the Egyptian deck a lot, but this one I do, but it doesn't really matter to me. Anyway, so this is your deck. This is your pile. Okay, now let's see what is in store for you. La 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 la. Okay, shuffle the deck. Da da dee da. What is it? What is it for the collective that has chosen this little postcard with the seagull? What is the divine guidance for them? For the highest good. Ding ding ding. Okay, let's see. What is the divine guidance for this collective who has chosen pile number 2, the postcard with a seagull? All right, let's see. Well, let's see what is in store. First card out. It's a Wheel of Fortune. Your time is here, okay? Your time is here. Oh my God, you are having a lot of fights in your life, possibly. Could be internal fight. Number 5 could be significant to you. And number 10. You could be a Taurus, born in May. Yeah, you could be a you're having quite some internal turmoil, and you're looking for love. You're looking for love. Okay? You're looking for love. And you're also looking for some clarity. But this has to be something that you have to process within yourself. You're trying to find connection as well. You're trying to find connections, trying to find a sense of belonging with people that actually like kind of resonate with you. You know, like you like speaking the same language. But can we look? Let's check this one. You know, the Wheel of Fortune. What's the Wheel of Fortune about? Like, what is it that you are really asking? Okay, what's the Wheel of Fortune here? Which is actually the divine guidance for you that you are... Okay, so I'm just checking in. I'm just like opening the folder of this one, and what came out is the Lovers card and the Hierophant. So the Lovers card and the Hierophant. 5 and 6. Okay, so that's right. That's what I was saying. You're looking for love, right? And you're actually going internally. You're seeking from within at the moment. However, it's quite, what is it called? It's quite tumultuous, like the ocean for you at the moment. You're having a lot of thoughts, possibly about a person, and also about your own happiness. Like you're trying to find what is right, or what's the right decision, or what's the right way to go when it comes to love, making a decision, basically. You could be going through a divorce, or like you are considering to have a divorce. Because you're trying to break out of a pattern. You're trying to break out of a pattern of your own, okay, as well as whatever you subscribe to in your life. That is why the Wheel of Fortune is here, because you, not only that you're trying to make the right decision this time for yourself, you're also seeking for higher guidance, like God, okay? You're seeking for higher guidance. You don't want to stick into old paradigms anymore, stick with the old paradigms anymore. You want to become a newer version of yourself. All right? And what is the divine guidance for you then? Right? That was the situation that I just mentioned. The divine guidance for you is that, so because I split the deck, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. The divine guidance for you is that here's the thing. You're gonna have new opportunities soon. However, you have to come to terms with your own emotion, particularly when it comes to indecision. Like seriously, particularly when it comes to indecision and also self-worth. If you are not, and if you're not coping with your own toxic patterns when it comes to love, okay? It can be heartbreaks, or that you always try to fulfill another person's needs and forgetting your own well-being. You would fall into the same pattern again, okay? So in order to break out of it, this pattern, to basically free yourself, it's very important for you to get in touch with your own emotion and understanding why you have been processing in such a way or operating in such a way. And the divine guidance here is that look into your childhood, look into your past, particularly in school, how you interact with other people and how you become so closed off of getting in touch with yourself, which is your inner child. If you have been, say, being bullied or isolated, and that's why you try to fit into a certain circumstance or a certain group of people or any kind of context, and that becomes a pattern because you try to use this way to, what do you call that? To sidestep any kind of obstacle when it comes to making friends, building relationships with other people. In a way, you're hoping that you could, get off such a isolation state and not being accepted. So the way to get away from this is really to get in touch with your own emotion and also follow your intuition, okay? And that is the way for you to gain much more clarity when it comes to your own subconscious mind, which is to connect with your own subconscious mind and also your own emotions. And that will set yourself free. Okay? That is it. That is it for the Power 2. You can also look, Power 1 and Power 3 and check if it applies to you. Sometimes it could, all right? But usually you would resonate the most. You would resonate most with the one that you choose. So now that's what I have Power 2. Now we have Power number 3. Now for this one, check. That's your pile, okay? Now for this one, I'm not going to use any deck. I'm not going to use any deck. I'm just going to use my intuition to channel in, okay? Channel in the information. Okay, so you have been putting yourself in a box. You haven't putting yourself in a box, but you really hope other people would find you and see the values of who you authentically are. But you have been putting yourself in a box. Like this one, a transparent one. You know what I'm trying to say? You put yourself in a box, but you actually hope people to see you the way you are. You want growth, okay? You really want to grow. You are somebody who is very I don't know what, square-minded, very structure-minded, possibly more logic-oriented. However, you do have the tendency, or you do have the will to look within. So you're not just keep, being heavily occupied with knowledge, but you do look into spirituality. You're this kind of a person, because some people are not. They just simply, if it's scientific, they're just scientific, right? Okay. And so your question is how to start something. How do you plant yourself in something? Be it it's a project, be it it's a career, it's the start of something new. You're feeling quite hesitant when it comes to certain actions, but it's not about love though. This is about more career-based, or trying to anchor your thoughts into the physical reality and manifest in the outcomes that you would love to see. Okay, but it is not. But at this point, you are kind of waiting. You're kind of observing, like the little cubes here, and you're observing through the box that you put yourself in, as well as waiting for people to observe you or kind of find you. So the divine guidance here would be actually to diffuse yourself. Diffuse, like fragrance, like smell, diffuse, like a diffuser, for the home thing, the home thing, diffuser. Diffuse yourself. What does it mean? It means that communicate. Communication is something that is very essential for you, for your growth, because you could be someone that is very categorized when it comes to, I don't know, like systems making or any kind of putting things into boxes, be it in your room. You like putting things, you're very organized. Okay, that's the word. That's good. However, you might want to incorporate more flexibility, because that is, by incorporating flexibility into your life, that could balance out your rigidity. Not saying that rigidity is bad, it's just that if not enough flexibility, but too much structure, that becomes rigid, right? So what the advice here would be, you can incorporate more communication. Why communication? Because communication is the element of air, okay? So that is diffuse. When you have this in more of this element in your life, that would counterbalance the structure, okay, which is very earth thing. So you could be an earth sign, so the zodiac sign, okay? So earth sign would be Taurus, Capricorn, and also Virgo. You could be a Virgo. That's why you're so organized, right? So, okay. And communication. That is the key word here, strengthening. Communication. You can wear more blue, the color blue, because blue is the throat chakra, where you can communicate better in a way. And why is it communication so important for your growth and expansion? That reason I already mentioned, which would be to counterbalance the element of earth, right? However, and also fire. You could be quite fiery in a sense sometimes, possibly when it comes to anything that go against your systems or your way of thinking. That would be another kind of system, right? So this kind of air could kind of tone it down a little bit. That would be in the form of communication, and that is the reason. First reason. Second reason is that through communication, you would be able to understand more about yourself and try to diffuse yourself, your ideas, what you have been collecting over time, your thoughts, or any kind of suggestions that you would like to send out to the world, okay? Because if you are so contained in this, you can't spread your messages out to the world, because you have no feedbacks system. You need to communicate in a way to stimulate your thinking, your patterns, in order to grow, to upgrade. That is why it would contribute to your expansion. That is the element air, okay? More flexibility, as well as communication, and the color blue. Okay, that's it. And let's turn back on the light. I hope you find it resonating. Ich freue mich nicht. All right, let's put this back here. Da da dee da da. Now I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain the demonstration. Demonstration is done. Now, the scientific mechanism behind tarot, or just simply what I did as a channel, okay, channeling. How did it work? How does it even work? Okay, is actually the channeling in, or say downloading. Downloading is channeling, the downloading of information from the universe. What is this information? Energies. Energies, right? It's simply energies. It's energies that form information. Because information does not actually have a form unless we put it into a book, into knowledge. Knowing does not have a form, so it's energy. It's waves, wavelengths, frequency, vibration. It's energy. So whatever I channeled in, or say downloaded in just now, simply they are energies. So now when I refer back to what is magic, right? How does it even work? I said it's the direction of energy, or say the redirection of energy, or say the manipulation of energy, right? And that's exactly what happened there. Why? Because whenever there's like a tarot, right? It's like a tarot deck. It actually means I set the intent. I did set the intent saying what is the response for the collective who chose the object is the anchor. Is the anchor, okay? Is the anchor that I set here, that would be the input. So you also set your intent here. That's the anchor point. Your question, thing that you wanted to ask, right? And then now I then receive that. I understand. I also set the intent, right? I also said that is for your highest good, for the highest good of all. And this, does it ring a bell to you when it comes to coding? Any programmers here? This is simply you're setting an anchor point to draw data in. Does it make sense? I hope it does. It's actually drawing in data. You set it. You set the data collection point as this is, right? You set it. You set it. And I also set. So the data would be gathered and downloaded through me simply, okay? And I also deliver it through my intuition as according to the intents that we set. And the data would be gathered into according to the intents. So it's the anchor point. And then to collect the data. And then some of you might ask, then how could you know? You are recording this video before we even ask the question. Because time is not linear, right? Time is not linear. That's why. It's energy. It's the transformation of energies, right? Time is not linear. That is one example of it. Right now, we are doing an experiment here. Time is not linear, now that you see. The past is the present is the future. 3 in 1 is the present. Everything is happening at the same time. Okay, that is one aspect of the mechanism behind it. Now, another aspect is probabilities. Maths is probabilities. Probabilities mean how does it work? Now, if I shuffle the deck, I'm going to demonstrate here. I shuffle the deck, right? When I shuffle anything, there are different. This is like a different set of probabilities would show up. But then, how could that show up? Because the energies run through me, okay? I'm a vessel, run through me, and as I shuffle, the energy would be, out to deliver a message to whoever is asking the question. Basically, what does it mean? It means that I'm simply acting as a conduit, okay, as a vessel to allow the energies to come through in order to deliver a reaction back to what you set out. You are the action. Whatever you ask is the action, right? Now the reaction is just simply delivered through me to you. The energies, information, data, downloaded through me only. Does it make sense? Makes sense, huh? Scientifically, very much. I'm convinced by myself as well, huh? And that is why the probabilities is, when it comes to probabilities, right? Now, I was a channel. I was acting as a channel. So it would just show up like this. It would just drop out. How? Why? Because it's a reaction. It's energy. Okay, it's energy. When the energy runs through me, the probabilities would be drawn out or picked out due to how much force I'm using. Okay? Does it make sense? The energy is operating through me in a physical way. And so when these drop out, I'm channeling in as the universe responding to what you are asking for. So the probabilities would be channeled out or shuffled and popped up according to you, what you ask, and for your highest good. So we have set all the anchor points, and the data would then come in according to what we set. Programming. Simple as that. Okay? Make sense? Make sense. Okay. I hope that explains, much more with more clarity for you. Okay. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in the comment section below, and I would love to respond to your questions for your highest good and for my highest good as well. For the highest good of all. Now, let's go into the next section, which is the highest form of magic, so to speak. Highest form, okay? Because I'm not saying something like who is better or worse, who is better, I'm the best or superior. There's no superiority or inferiority here, okay? That's why I quoted, quote unquote, the highest form of magic. What is the highest form of magic? Ding, ding, ding. The highest form of magic. What do you think? What do you think? What is the highest form of magic? What? Wait, louder! It is actually, if we talk about it in occultism, or esoteric, is inner alchemy. It's alchemy. But alchemy in itself, okay, back in the past, back in the old days, alchemists are actually like chemists of the modern days, right? However, that is actually a form of externalization. A form of externalization, which we would talk about in the next one. Externalization of what? Of inner alchemy. Inner alchemy. Then what is inner alchemy then? In another way of saying inner alchemy is basically yoga. It's yoga. In Hinduism, it's yoga. Okay? Yoga, what does yoga mean? Yoga means union. The yin-yang. The balance. The yin-yang in Taoism, right? The balance in Buddhism. So, and also the magician archetype. The magician archetype. They are all talking about the same thing. Okay, this is inner alchemy. Yoga, union, balance, the magician archetype. So this is simply how one reunites with oneself, the divine self. The divine masculine and the divine feminine energy within oneself comes into union, yoga, balance, yin-yang. That is what the highest form of magic is. So what does it mean? It's you, me, he, she, they, every one of us. This is the internalization, seeking from within, which is called, aka, inner alchemy. What is alchemy? Alchemy is the transmutation, right? It's transmutation of energy. Is to extract using different ways of methods to get the Philosopher's Stone or the gold. What does it mean? What is the Philosopher's Stone? What is the gold? They are actually the same thing. They're talking about the same thing, but using different ways of explaining it. It's the union, the essence, the divinity within each of us that if we find it, know thyself. Know thyself from ancient Greece, right? That is the same thing. Know thyself. Find yourself. And that's the gold. That's the key. Right? That is the yoga. Union within yourself. And that is the highest form of magic, because whatever you realize within yourself would be manifested out in the external. That is also, we can say, is the belief system. Whatever you believe in, that would form or shape your reality in the external. Whatever your reality is internally, that will be manifested in the external. Relationships, career, any kind of things. So the balance in this one, the balance is within oneself, right? Yes, that is one part. Now we're moving into on externalization and internalization. One way, one aspect of the balance is within oneself, in union with the self, divine self. Now this is within. This is within. There's also another balance, which is the balance within oneself as well as with the external. That's another balance like this. Okay, so not only do we learn to balance within ourselves, each of us, we also are learning to balance, keep balancing. Keep balancing. It's not static. It's not static. It's with a lot of movement. Only then we can learn to balance, right? Right? It's like this. If it's static, we're dead. There's no more balancing. There's no more balancing, right? When we, what do you call those? Like walk on a wire, or like, you have to keep balancing yourself. You will not be static at all. You have to keep balancing. And that's the same as life. So externalization and internalization, the internalization would be balance within ourselves, right? The emotion mind, or say the creativity mind, as well as with the logic mind, the logical mind. So left brain, right brain, right? That's the balance, as well as with the heart, head-heart balance. Everything is about balance, proportion, right? Balance, symmetry, and that would be internalization. Externalization would be whatever we have internalized would then be externalized. So we do need external validation as a feedback system to validate whatever we have internalized. So if you put yourself in a box, it's time for you to go out and communicate with people. Because whatever you have internalized, you need certain externalized validation in order to reinforce your internalized realization. Okay, that is a balance for every one of us to grow. All right, now that's the same for magic. That's the same for magic. What does it mean? The highest form of magic is what I said is inner alchemy, right? It's inner alchemy. Both balance within oneself as well as balance between this internal and the external world. So two balances at the same time. And what happened here, this kind of form of magic, so-called magic, now you feel like it's actually not really magic, it's just metaphysics. So when we look at this, right, this is a form of externalization. Externalization from what we can all internally do. even without using tarot cards. See, the third one, I did not use any tarot reading. I did not use any tarot cards, right? I did not even use one deck. Then how did I get the information? How did I download the information? Internally. We are equipped with this, every one of us. Yes. 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 It's true. That is an, like, how should I say, like, that's like an innate plug-in for every one of us. But what does it require? Balance. Really balance, okay? It's about balance. It's about surrendering. It's about letting go of any control, understanding whatever comes through flows through me. And that you don't have. Now here's the thing. Now we go into the develop your own magic and feedback system. Your own, okay? So now we're going to this. Develop your own magic and feedback system for your growth and expansion. You don't have to use tarot deck at all. You don't. But if you do, that's also okay. It's just for yourself to use it as a tool. Remember, it's a tool for external validations as a feedback system. However, it's very important to be conscious of that, because a lot of the time in history, a lot of people would be very focused on external validations when it comes to receiving guidance, okay? Now, I'm not saying this is good or bad. It's just about balance. Again, I'm strengthening the point here. Balance. It's important to know that we actually are all internally equipped with this ability to receive guidance from our divine self, okay? So this is what I meant by the highest form of magic. Is us, each of us, okay? Now, this is a form of externalization of how we are internally. Does it make sense? Okay? Whatever is inner, it would be manifested in the outer. So what is it? What does it mean here? This is the source. This is the source of information. If this one is clear, of course this would be clear. But if this one is not clear, of course this one would not be clear as well. So let's get to the root cause, right? That's what programmers do. So that's why I have been saying, develop your own magic and feedback system. Then how, right? Like, how do we develop that? Basically, three things. Understand that you are the magic. You are the magic. Okay, you are the magic. How? Three things. Your intent, your belief system, your mind, and your faith, your heart, love. Okay, that's me. Okay, I'm gonna recap. Okay, again, your intent, your belief system, your mind. Okay, whatever you believe in. Remember that. Spell work every day, whatever you speak to yourself. Listen to how you speak to yourself, how you judge yourself. That would drastically shape your reality and how people see you, because you choose to see that, you choose to see yourself that way. Okay? Now the third one is your faith, love, heart, your heart space. These three things together is a trinity. That's why you are the magic. How is it a trinity? Your intent is literally the, what is it? The Holy Ghost, right? The Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, if you use the Christianity way, or Holy Spirit, or say that is actually your intuition. That's your intuition and your intent, okay? That's your projection. Your belief system is the Your belief system is the sun. Is the sun, meaning the conscious mind. The conscious mind, your ego, the sun, this operating here. Your faith, love, that's God, the Father. That's your divine self. That is of love. So now, all in all, right? That is it. Okay, that's why you are the magic. You are the magic. So now, your intent would, as you project anything out, your intent sets the intent towards positivity, with love, expansion, cause no harm to anyone, right? Because whatever you project out, you would receive that as the feedback from the universe, karmic system. Okay? And then your belief system, listen to what you say to yourself and what you say to other people, because that is how you can reprogram your own belief system, eliminate or rewrite or override any kind of programmings that are not serving your highest good, your well-being. So you're not stupid, and you can repeat after me, I am not stupid. I am not ignorant. Okay? I am intelligent. I'm love. I'm joy. I am peace. You feel the energy? When you confirm it with yourself, that is your own set of belief system, right? Your own set of beliefs, as well as your own spell works. Okay, create your own spell works that serve your highest good in the name of love, peace, and harmony. Okay? Now, your faith, love, and hope. Treat yourself with self-love, self-care, just as how you would also treat other people. It's always a action and reaction. Simple physics or metaphysics, however you want to put it. Okay? So I hope this video finds you well and you resonate with it. And I hope it brings you certain clarity. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, ding ding ding, and or even share with people that you could possibly, like, they would find it interesting as well. So then we can demystify magic to the degree that it's practicality. Okay, we're grounding this. We're grounding this together. Okay, it is for expansion. It is for growth. Collectively and also individually towards positivity. Okay, well-roundedness, let's put it this way, well-roundedness and grounding and balance. So that's the intent. You see, that's the intent. Now lastly, I would like to if you want to know more about this, I would like to share a channel that is called Eternalised. Eternalised. I would link it in the description box below. This YouTuber creates a lot of informative videos regarding psychology and the occult and, you know, spirituality in a very academic way, sort of, you know, academic / casual, like very nice. I just thought it's nice. Okay, so if you feel like you want to know more about this kind of topics, please feel free to check the link below in the description box. Yeah, and so that is it. I hope you like this video, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for your time, your support, your patience, and your love. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.